subject is World Cup.
Thank you.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening,
Please take a seat. Today we're going to discuss about the World Cup in Brazil. What do you think about this?
Well, first of all, I'd like to point out that I like Brazil very much, but I don't think that they have the infrastructure that is needed to support such a huge event. I absolutely don't think that this country should host a World Cup, because there will be much more tourists, and Brazil, in my opinion, won't be able to host them all. This may happen because of the lack of good hotels and relatively small airports. With so many flights and people bound to Brazil, it's going to cause the delay of many flights. Besides other consequences like the overcrowding of many hotels and much more traffic. Anyway, I'd like to add that Brazilians are really hospitable people. As everybody knows, there will be a lot of investment on stadiums, hotels, airport, public transportation, etc. With it, there will be a huge government spending, which will create a deficit in the Brazilian economy. But foreign cash will cover this expense. The problem is that this money will not develop for the future, because as occurred in Greece, it is known that this investment won't be a long one, because tourism does not increase after World Cup. Prices in Brazil will increase much because of these tourists are here, and the Brazilian population will not be able to maintain the same standard of living they had before.
That was really interesting. Thank you for the interview.
My pleasure.
And now we're going to talk with a famous basketball athlete. Please welcome Miss Giuliana Dolci. Please take a seat. My pleasure, Miss. Could you tell us why basketball in Brazil don't have so much media attention than soccer?
Well, that's a really difficult question to answer. First of all, here in Brazil, we don't have any investment of the state that gives us the possibility of getting a good arena. With this, there's a huge difficulty to develop the sport and get good athletes.
Why?
Because the low divulgation of basketball, there's a small interest of big companies to invest in teams, and because this sport requires a high development of the athlete's physical, there should be a good physiotherapist to take care of the players.
And what do you think about this?
This cost will be too expensive, and there is no way to have this without a sponsorship. So the best athletes rather go to other places on which basketball is a popular sport.
So, why in Brazil soccer is so popular?
Soccer became so popular in Brazil because it gives hope to poor people to have a more decent life if they're very good at it. And it's also a way for people to have fun and spend their time.
And why they don't play other sports?
They don't play in other sports like basketball, handball, or volleyball because those sports doesn't have such a big space on media as soccer. Also, there's another point. The soccer is an easy sport to play. It don't have much rules and everyone can play it. Even if you have 5 or 80. You just need a ball, it's sometimes made of refrigerant cans or socks, and a goal so it can be played. It's a good alternative for kids to have fun instead of being in the streets, stealing or working, which is not a responsibility.
Thank you, Giuliana.
Thank you.
And now we're going to talk with Daniella. She's a São Paulo guide, which is a city which will host the World Cup. Hello, Daniella.
Hi.
Please.
Thank you.
Could you tell us anything about São Paulo, like a place to visit, to stay there, your impression of the city and what the tourists should avoid?
Sure. Well, São Paulo is a really hospitable place, so I'll put it in good words. Most people like visiting places as Bimestre, a famous museum because of the paintings and explosion. As it is located in one of the most famous avenues in São Paulo, Avenida Paulista, you can go for a walk around there, which is a really pleasing place.
What are the best spots for buying things?
That's a difficult question. As São Paulo is a big city, there are lots of places for buying things. An interesting place to go for a walk and buy some articles from Brazil is 25 de Março. But be careful, you can be ripped off, and don't run because it's a big place overrun with people.
What about eating and drinking?
The best place is Vila Madalena, without a doubt. There are so many bars and restaurants there, and almost all of them are really good. You can also go to malls and eat there, but I don't really recommend because Vila Madalena is much better.
What should tourists avoid doing, or what they should do for having a better stay in São Paulo?
In everybody needs to pay attention all the time because pickpocketing is something common in São Paulo. Something that everybody hates about São Paulo is the traffic. Sometimes people spend 2 hours inside the car because it's rush hour when everybody is coming back to their homes. I recommend tourists to get the subway or the bus for avoiding more cars on the street.
Well, thank you for the information, Daniella.
My pleasure.
And that's all, folks. See you next week.